morning. Raise your hand if you're familiar with the term, the sandwich generation. Okay, not too many of you. And that's good, because I'm a product of the sandwich generation. And it's a really, really difficult place to be in. I hope those of you that are not familiar with it don't wind up being part of it, but for those of you who may wind up being in the position that I am in and that many people are in, I thought I'd give you some survival strategies and tips, things that I wish I would have known 10 years ago. Because as we age, we learn a lot of things along the road. And there's a saying, I only wish I knew now what I knew then. So I know now things that, had I known 10 years ago, my life would have been a lot easier for the last 10 years, or maybe 15. So any of you who may wind up in this situation, I'm going to help you out with some strategies. They may not look very nice, and they may look very mean, but if you're in a situation where you're in the sandwich generation, which is basically being sandwiched in between raising kids and taking care of an older, elderly, very ill parent or parents, it is an absolutely beyond imaginable place to be. People that are in that place, people of my age who are dealing with it, we all understand and commiserate because we're all dealing with the same problem. So it's the sandwich generation because you've got these aging parents, you've got these kids to take care of, you're squished in the middle trying to juggle it all with businesses, jobs, and everything else, and it's very, very difficult. So I put together a few strategies that I've implemented myself over the last few years that have helped me survive this. They are not going to look pretty, they are not nice, but when you have all these things to juggle, you have to find a way to be able to survive it. So these are some of the strategies that I've actually implemented which have helped me. And the first one is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries. If you're taking care of a million things and you've got an aging, demanding, I'm going to say mother because it's usually mothers and men die out faster, but if you're taking care of a mother, there are some of them that are not demanding and they're easy, but I find that most often it becomes a difficult task with a very demanding mother. Mine would love me to be with her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't go to work, don't take care of anybody else, don't do anything else, just be with me, okay? That's how they become very narcissistic. Unfortunately, not everybody, but this rule seems to apply to a lot. So one of the really important things is to set boundaries. If that means sitting down with a calendar and saying, you know what, I'm willing to dedicate my Sunday afternoon to my mom, once a week, once a month, whatever that may be, whatever works for you. Maybe you have a challenged child that's monopolizing 95% of your time, and a demanding boss. I mean, you've got to figure out a way to juggle all these things and reserve an amount of time for this aging parent that works for you. I mean, years ago, my mother would call, I'd jump. Whatever she snapped her finger, I would just jump and run away, whatever she wanted, and I was going out of my mind. And I finally got to a point where I said, you know what? I learned about setting boundaries. And now, you can snap your fingers, but I'm not going to jump. You'd be snapping all day, and I'd be jumping all day like I used to do. So you have to learn to set boundaries. Make a chart of this is the amount of time that I can dedicate to this job because I have other things to do aside from that. The second part that goes along with that is just say no. Most of us mothers and women, we're nurturing, we're giving, we want to do and take care of everybody. And you hit a certain point in your life, I'm there. When you're younger, you're not there. But after you've been doing it year in, year out, month in, month out, you get exhausted. It's exhausting. You can't please everybody. You can't be there for everybody all the time. So you have to learn to say no. It took me, I don't know, 47 years to learn to say no. And I've been doing a pretty good job of it over the last few years. Doesn't mean I don't do. I do a lot for a lot of people. But I can't do everything for everybody. So you just have to learn to say no. And that really, it feels good. The first time you do it, and somebody asks, your mother asks you to drop what you're doing and do this, and you say, no, can't do it. You kind of feel good. It's taking a little bit of control. Number 3, don't answer the phone. My entire life revolved around whenever that phone rang, it was my obligation, responsibility to answer the phone. I don't know what higher authority demands of me to drop what I'm doing all day long to answer the phone. If you have a very old, sick mother, some of them may not do it, but some of them may call you all day long, incessantly, without stop. I'm in a business, I have to answer the phone for business. I have to be in an up, good, happy mode. If you get off the phone with somebody who's absolutely miserable, depressed beyond belief, sick, you hang up the phone, especially if it's your mother. You hang up that phone and you're miserable. I mean, it's contagious. You smile at somebody, they smile back to you. You talk to somebody who's miserable, you feel miserable. You can't conduct business, deal with clients, go to work, and be in that miserable mood all the time. So you have to just not answer the phone, because it might ring all day long. You're going to answer that phone all day? I finally decided, Mom, please don't call during the day. I'm busy working. But they don't listen. They don't care. They're going to call all day long. They're sick, they're old, they're demented, whatever it is. You just have to let the phone ring. And my husband, when I started doing this at home, he just couldn't take it. He's not used to that phone ringing and ringing. I said, no, I don't care about the phone. I'm married 28 years. For 27 years, I cared about the phone. All of a sudden, the phone's ringing. Like, it drives him crazy. He answers the phone. I'm like, good, answer the phone. I don't care. Yeah, you can answer the phone, but you know what? I don't have to drop my cooking or whatever I'm doing to answer the phone. That really was a strategy that helped me a lot. Doesn't mean that when you have a time, when you can take a break, you can sit down and make your calls, but it doesn't have to be in the middle of everything that you're doing that's important in your life. The number 4 thing, the most important thing, take care of yourself. Most of us, and I say women again because we wind up being the caretakers. We wind up being the ones who do everything. There are some guys that are maybe wonderful, take care of their parents. I had a client one time who's sitting in my office, and when I told him to turn off the phone, as I do with all of my clients because they can't have their phones on, he says, but I can't turn off the phone because, you know, my mother may call. And this was a man. Usually it's women who behave this way, but sometimes you have men who are really, really maternal and really good nurturers. And he wound up calling his mother, Mamita, no puedo contestar, and telling her that means by mommy I can't answer the phone because I'm in a meeting. So you have to just take care of yourself. Okay, that means no answering phones, and it also means doing for yourself what you need to do so that you can function, so that you can feel well, to take care of everybody else. If you don't take care of yourself, I used to say, you know what, if she kills me, I'm going to die, and then I can't take care of anybody. I mean, I plan out my time for yoga, and I'm going to yoga, and I don't care about anything else because I have to take care of myself. If I don't take care of myself, can't take care of anybody else. Put the time into yourself first, Mr. Toastmaster.